Hello and welcome. Today we will be talking about our Fall in Quebec City and Montreal tour hosted by AAA Minneapolis, coming to you this fall. The dates for this tour are September 19th through 24th, 2025. And as you can see, this tour has a lot of inclusions and many wonderful highlights. Inclusions are group economy airfare on United Airlines from Minneapolis to Quebec City, and then returning out of Montreal to Minneapolis one way on Delta Airlines. And these are both, the return flight is nonstop. The trip to Quebec City will have a layover on the way. This does include all hotel accommodations in 4-star or above hotels during the trip, and that includes both Quebec City and Montreal. Several meals are included, and also the transportation daily via motor coach on each day of the tour, and an English-speaking tour guide for the whole duration of the tour. You also have Quebec City and Montreal panoramic tours while aboard the motor coach hosted by your local English-speaking guide. And all visits that are mentioned in the itinerary and the highlights will be included, as well as the services and gratuities for your professional AAA tour manager and your local driver and tour guide gratuities and all applicable taxes. The rates, I apologize, on the bottom of the screen here if it's hard to see, but for a double occupancy on this trip, it's $3,869 per person. And for single occupancy, it is $4,569 per person. Some of the tour highlights include the Canyon St. Anne, the Basilica of Sainte-Anne-de-Beaupré, and Montmorency Falls Park, Basilica Notre Dame de Montreal, the Biodome and Botanical Garden in Montreal, and as well as those panoramic city tours. And you have some free time built into this tour, and as well as a visit to Montreal's underground city, RESO. These are just some of the places you will visit. As I just mentioned here, you'll have Quebec City and Montreal, and some of these wonderful locations and sites that you will get to visit. Some of the special features that sets this trip apart from others would be the English-speaking guide throughout the whole trip, and the hotels are all located in touristy and centrally located areas. This tour will be during the beginning of the fall foliage season, so the colors on the trees will be beautiful. And then you do have the direct flight from Montreal to Minneapolis on Delta. And here is a short video. I apologize if my sound doesn't work, but I'm hoping it does, of Quebec City to give you a little bit of a glimpse into what you'll be seeing. That is the Chateau Frontenac Hotel. Quebec City is Canada's oldest city, founded in 1608 by Samuel de Champlain, and it boasts the only remaining fortified city walls north of Mexico. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its French-Canadian culture, cobblestone streets, and this iconic Chateau Frontenac Hotel. Quebec City is one of the oldest European settlements in North America, founded by Samuel de Champlain. Again, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, showcasing its historical and significant cultural aspects. The iconic hotel you see here is often described as a castle due to its architecture. The city's fortifications include the citadel and ramparts, and they are a testament to its strategic importance and past. Quebec City is primarily French-speaking, reflecting its French heritage, and known for its delicious French-Canadian cuisine, including poutine and other local specialties. Their Winter Carnival is one of the largest winter festivals in the world, and it attracts over 1 million visitors every year. It's a very walkable city with its charming streets and historical buildings. Quebec is also a major producer of maple syrup, with a significant percentage of the world's supply coming from the province. You heard me mention poutine. It's considered the capital of poutine, which is a popular Canadian dish of fries, cheese curds, and gravy. All right, moving on. Those were some fun facts about Quebec. So let's dive into our itinerary here on day one of the tour, Friday, September 19th. You'll be departing from Minneapolis. We are flying with United Airlines, departing at 6:30 a.m. out of Minneapolis, and then there is a layover in Chicago O'Hare. Briefly, we arrive there at 7:59 a.m. and then depart at 10:50 a.m. So just a short layover, and then arrive in Quebec City at 2:21 p.m. And on day one, once we arrive, welcome to Quebec, Canada's oldest city, and again, UNESCO World Heritage Site. Upon arrival, you'll be greeted by your tour guide and then head to the bustling city center for some free time to enjoy lunch at your leisure. You'll discover must-see landmarks, including the Place des Armes, Place Royale, and Quebec Parliament, and Dufferin Terrace, which offers stunning views of the St. Lawrence River. You can admire the iconic Chateau Frontenac's exterior and explore the charming Petit Champlain district and the historic Old Port. After a day of exploration, enjoy a delicious dinner at the hotel where you'll be staying for 3 nights, soaking in the rich culture and charm of Quebec City. And then we will be staying at the Hotel Hilton in Quebec. And then Saturday, the next morning, you'll explore the Côte de Beaupré, featuring one of North America's oldest roads, the Avenue Royale. And then your first stop is Canyon St. Anne, known for its stunning gorge views from suspension bridges. And then here, what you see, you'll be visiting the Basilica of Sainte-Anne-de-Beaupré, famous for its beautiful architecture and religious importance. And then a brief drive will take you here to Montmorency Falls, which is taller than Niagara Falls. And there you'll have some free time to explore. And then you'll cross the bridge to Ile de Lorens for a typical lunch at a sugar shack. And then after lunch, see the island's first farms where General Wolfe planned his attack on Quebec City, along with local farmers growing pumpkins and squash. And then we'll be returning back to the Hotel Hilton in Quebec. And the next day here, we'll be diving into, you'll get a free day in Quebec City. So you can enjoy exploring the city at your leisure. You can consider maybe spending some time at one of the local spas for a little pampering and relaxation. Or alternatively, you could visit one of the many museums, such as the Museum of Civilization or the Art Museum. And then again, we'll be staying at the Hotel Hilton in Quebec that night. The next day, you wake up and we'll be heading to Montreal. Get ready for an exciting trip to Montreal, the second largest French-speaking city in the world. Upon arrival, you'll see some of the city's highlights for that panoramic tour and notice some breathtaking views from Mount Royal and the impressive exterior of the St. Joseph Oratory. And then explore the St. Laurent Boulevard and the lively St. Catherine Street before heading to Old Montreal. And there you'll be visiting the stunning Notre Dame de Montreal Basilica and enjoy some free time to stroll through its charming cobblestone streets. And then in the evening, savor a classic Montreal dinner featuring the city's famous smoked meat before setting in for the night in this captivating city, ready for more experiences ahead. And this here is the St. Joseph Oratory of Mount Royal. It's a minor basilica of the Roman Catholic Church, and the oratory is located in the northwestern slope of Mount Royal in the city of Montreal. It is the tallest church in Canada and one of the largest dome structures in the world. And then here you'll be seeing the Notre Dame de Montreal Basilica. It's the Montreal's mother church and the first Gothic revival church in Canada. Its history is marked by the Sulpicians since its foundation is inseparable from that of the city of Montreal. It speaks to its Catholic roots and the eternal link between art and religion. This basilica style was imitated by several parishes and marked a turning point in religious architectural tradition. In addition to being a place for prayer and a celebration of Catholic worship, Notre Dame is also a place of important national events like state funerals. And here's a little video to give you some highlights and some information about Montreal.
I've always regarded Montreal and Quebec as a whole with a sort of curious fascination.
What the f is that?
And frankly, a hesitant disbelief that it even existed in the first place. A region of a British Commonwealth country located in North America where the mother tongue is French? The food, a mixture of Eastern European Jewish influence and Native American techniques, and the people a bewildering mix of Arctic hardiness and overwhelming hospitality? My friend, that's Narnia. You're describing Narnia. But, lo and behold, it does exist. And it is, I can say with confidence, a hell of a place.
All right, and then we'll be heading into Montreal and experiencing some of Montreal's heritage. We'll be starting the day by visiting two fantastic attractions. The first here you see is the Biodome. That's 5 unique ecosystems, and then you can enjoy the stunning botanical gardens with over 20 diverse gardens in there, including the Chinese and Japanese gardens. Summer and winter alike, the Montreal Biodome is the perfect family outing. With 5 ecosystems of the Americas under one roof, the Biodome is like a walk in nature. A place of wonder, learning, and environmental commitment for young and old alike. It's one of Montreal's must-see tourist attractions. The Biodome's name means house of life, and it has ecosystems where animals and plants can be observed. It is one of the few places in the world to reproduce so faithfully the complexity of the natural environment and the interactions between animal and plant species. An oasis in the heart of the city near the Olympic Stadium, the Biodome offers an immersive visit through 5 ecosystems. In the Aisha Savoie Wider Gallery is the tropical rainforest, lush and warm even in the depths of a Montreal winter. In the Gulf of St. Lawrence, it takes you to the heart of marine life, the Laurentian maple forest changing with the seasons, the Labrador coast, and the sub-Antarctic islands where the thrills are guaranteed. And then from there, we'll be heading to the Jean Talon Market to sample some produce and local treats. Situated in the heart of Little Italy, this market is one of the oldest public markets in Montreal. Inaugurated in May of 1933, it was first called the Marche des Nord, but in 1983, its name was changed in honor of Jean Talon, the first intendant of New France. Village-like and family-friendly, it's a place where generations of both merchants and customers have grown up. Jean Talon Market stands out with its many local fruits and vegetable growers, its diversity of small shopkeepers, such as butchers, bakers, fishmongers, grocers, and more, and its restaurateurs, which are sure to whet your appetite when you visit. Whether you're a local savoir or on the hunt for gastronomic treasure, that is a hard word, I apologize. You'll find high quality, seasonal, and fresh produce every day from your growers and processors. This market is overflowing with local specialties, but also products from other places. There's something for every occasion and every taste here. And then we'll wrap up the day by discovering Montreal's intriguing underground city known as the Réseau with 32 kilometers of tunnels and shops. You think Montreal streets are cool? Just wait till you see what's underneath. Explore Montreal's famed underground city, a pedestrian network right under the heart of the city for kilometers. It links metro stations to shopping plazas for over 33 kilometers, which is about 20 and a half miles. The Underground Pedestrian Network, as it's officially dubbed, is a lifesaver when you want to stroll, shop, and eat away from the hot blazing sun or the freezing snow, but it's also a go-to destination for the whole family anytime. A short video to see what it looks like in there.
Wow. This is awesome, man.
And then at the end of the evening, we'll enjoy a cozy farewell dinner at a local restaurant before settling in for the night in Montreal. We'll be staying at the Novotel Montreal Center. And then our final day, we will be returning to Minneapolis. Breakfast will be served at the hotel or in a boxed meal. Which will fuel your journey ahead. At your scheduled time, you can embark on a seamless transfer to Montreal's airport and ready for your return flight home. Our flight departs Montreal at 3:00 p.m., so it will not be a grab and go or boxed meal. It will actually be a regular breakfast to fuel you for the rest of your day, and you'll have some independent time to explore before joining your group transfer to the airport for the nonstop flight back to Minneapolis. And we plan to arrive at about 5:01 p.m. back in Minneapolis. And then again, those highlights for this tour are the Quebec and Montreal tours and the wonderful basilicas that you will see, as well as Montmorency Falls Park and the Biodome and Botanical Garden in Montreal, as well as the amazing market and underground city known as the Riso. And once again, those inclusions, your air is included, your transfers are included, all nights hotel accommodations are included, and these are 4-star or above hotels in both Quebec City and Montreal. Several of your meals are included, and you'll have an English-speaking tour guide for the whole duration of the tour, in addition to your professional AAA tour manager. And all services and gratuities are included, as well as local taxes and gratuities for your local tour guides and drivers. The activity level for this tour is a level 3. It includes moderate physical activity, but it's relatively leisurely. You will have some free time to explore at your leisure, so you can make those days as intense or as leisurely as you like, all up to you and your preferences for your travels. There will be a little bit of walking tours, and there will be some uneven walking surfaces with the cobblestone streets, both in Quebec City and Montreal. And again, those dates for this tour are September 19th through 24th of 2025. And pricing for a single traveler or solo traveler is $4,569. And then if you are traveling as a double, that would be $3,869 per person. And that is for 2 people in the room. Triple occupancy and quadruple occupancy, so 3s and 4s, are not allowed on this trip. We are only accepting double and single occupancies. The deposit information is $250 per person due at the time of booking, and the final payment is not due until June 1st. And you can read a little bit about the cancellation policy here. This will be a pretty small group. We only need 15 passengers to run this tour. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I appreciate your time. If you have any feedback for us, or if you would like to learn more about our tours, please give us a call at 952-927-2525. You can send us an email to travel@aaaminneapolis.com. That's travel@AAAminneapolis.com. Or if you'd like to make an appointment to meet with one of our travel advisors or learn more, you can make an appointment at AAA.com. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.